My man, state your name and let them know you want real talk with Nick.
Mr. Leon Guyton, Grand Rapids, Michigan, the Midwest, big time in New York. You know, I love New York.
All right,
Love
and you
doing
on real
streets in New
talk with
York.
Nick, man. Tell me your past, man. Let them know who your name is and who you play with.
My name is Leon Guyton, born and raised in the Midwest, small little town called Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Right,
Went to grade school, high school, and college in a small place called Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Central Michigan University,
right.
the Mid-America Conference. Had the chance, opportunity to play against the great Magic Johnson in high school. Had a chance to play against the great Larry Bird and the great Magic Johnson again in college. And Larry Bird, I think, was one of the greatest shooters I've ever seen in my life.
One of the greatest shooters.
Yes, I believe that. And I think
Go ahead.
Magic and Bird, when they entered the NBA, I think he was one of the most skillful big men, I think, eyewitnesses of all sports. And they created a whole new theory when they became the NBA big men, because they were like complete players. You know, they could dribble the ball, and they can play, all positions. And a lot of people, before them couldn't do that. They just showed a whole new operation of the game. And the newcomers, they can do everything that Magic and Bird can do, because Magic and Bird, they open up doors for the players. They made them see that, it's not just the small people that can be a point guard.
Talk to me about the Knicks back in the day. You good? I'm sorry.
I was a Knicks fan. I liked the dynamic of Earl Monroe and Walt Frazier. Well, I used to see the Walt Frazier, the New York Knicks versus the Washington Bullets, when the Washington Bullets had the Pearl Monroe. And they used to battle against each other. And when I heard that Earl the Pearl Monroe was coming to play with the New York Knicks and join Walt Frazier, I was like, how many balls they gonna play with? It's only one basketball.
So you ain't think Clyde Frazier
and Earl
and
could play together?
why not?
But because both of them was like offensively, Frazier was more of a defensive player. He was more of an all-around player. But Earl seemed like he had to have the ball, and they, combined pretty well. I think it was one of the most dominant backcourts I ever seen. They complemented each other, and plus they wanted to win a championship. In order to win a championship, you can't be selfish, no matter how great of a shooter you are, or how great of a ball handler you are. You got to sacrifice for the whole team in order to win a championship.
Okay, now when we talk about the great New York Knicks, right?
Yeah.
What made that Knick team stand out when we speak of the different eras of the Knick team, as far as Patrick Ewing and so forth? What was special about the Red Holzman team?
The Red Holzman team, you had a lot of different role players, and they all were superstars. They all knew their position. They were great whatever they did. The great Cassie Russell, the great Dick Barnett, the great Dean Mimicher, the great Dave DeBuscher, the great Jerry Lucas, the great Bill Bradley. I mean, the Walt Frazier running the show, the Earl Monroe compromising Frazier. They had the whole package. They had 9 strong players. Phil Jackson even combined on one of those teams. And I had a friend, his name was Dennis Bell. He played the bench a lot, but he went to the University of Dayton, Ohio. And I met him in my hometown. He came to my hometown, and he helped that whole town, my hometown. By giving them basketball clinics, teaching the kids, new eras and stuff like that. That team, it was great. They had a great team. Red Holzman, you never have a general manager like Red Holzman that come through these days, not now. It's hard. And plus, the great Willis Reed came out the locker room hobbling. That's how bad the New York wanted to win that championship. And you got to give the captain
Now we got a new captain. Goes by the name of Jalenbrunson.
Right.
How you? I mean, does he resemble? When we speak of that of Willis Reed, does he have greatness that reminds you of Willis Reed?
He does. He does. He doesn't have greatness because he's strong and he's dedicated and he's very skillful. Skillful, and it showed this past season when he did get hurt. You know, leg injury was like a lower leg, and he came out and he still played. You know, and so that's telling you now how much dedication he is with the New York Knicks.
Right.
And New York Knicks are young. They not very experienced as of yet, but they got some type of experience last year in the season. They went further than they thought they were going to go.
Right.
And that's playoff experience. So I would say give Knicks a couple more years, they're going to be right there.
Okay.
You know?
Now, how do you feel about Tom Thibodeau, the Knicks coach?
Tom Thibodeau, I think he's a great coach because he showed himself over and over. Whatever team he was in, Chicago, Minnesota Timberwolves, came to New York, you know, he just like turned their program all around. And by him being coach of the year, you know, I would say he got the right person because he's a winner. And he know how to win. And you know how to get the tough guys to play together.
So you not hung up with, you know, because you know the critics say that Tom Thibodeau run his players to the ground. You're not.
I wouldn't say so because I would say Tom Thibodeau is more of a coach than Phil Jackson. Excuse me. Phil Jackson always had superstars on his team to win championships. Kobe, Shaq, Jordan, Pittman, Dennis Rodman. You know, Steve Kerr. You know, Mike Price. You know what I mean? They always had teams. He didn't have to do a lot of coaching. It's like Pat Riley. He didn't have to do a lot of coaching with the great Showtime teams. He had all superstars on most of those teams. The Los Angeles Lakers when they had Showtime in the 80s.
Right.
Now, Tom Thibodeau, he had to work. He had to get a lot of work out of every player he got. He had to get all the 100% out of every player he had. And he's been doing that. He's been doing a great job, and I give him 100% credit.
Give him credit.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Jalenbrunson taking money off the table? You know, he took.
Yeah. Right, for open the cap for another player.
Right.
I think it's a great opportunity for him to think that way, unselfish. You know what I'm saying? So that gives you the opportunity to let you know that.
I haven't forgotten about you. I'm just waiting for your CAT scan to get read, okay?
Okay. It gives you the opportunity to give us the opportunity to let us know that it's not all about the money. It's about the championship. They want to achieve a championship.
Right.
And he's a great example, you know what I'm saying, for other players to think that. Welcome another superstar. You know, we got a greater chance to just giving me all the money. You know what I'm saying? And not win a championship. Let me play with another superstar and we can thrive.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We got something to thrive with.
Now, when we speak of today's Knicks under the leadership of Tom Thibodeau as a coach, we are in dire need of a center. And we don't know about, you know, unless you're on a rock, Mitch Robinson is in the crossroad.
Mm-hmm.
We know he can play well when he's healthy.
Exactly.
But right now, it seems as if he can't play a full season. It's been like that for 6 years, man. Is it time to hang it up when we speak of that of Mitchell Robinson?
I think so. I think maybe that should be an eye opener. You know, for another player, the next player that comes in the Knicks organization, I think that should be an eye opener for a big man. You know, because you don't want to give no player like that a big guarantee contract because there's no guarantee that he's going to make it through one season. Speaking of Anthony Davis, for an example, the Los Angeles Lakers, they scared to give Anthony Davis a big contract because out of the time Anthony Davis been with the Los Angeles Lakers, he's been getting hurt every season. So, Mitch Robinson, why should you give him a big contract and then he don't produce. He don't play the whole season.
So you say it's time to let him go?
I would say so. I would say so. You could be you might be a free agent. I'm not for sure, but they should be looking forward to another big man. They should. I mean, it's my time because Knicks don't really have a big man. I mean, they don't have a dominant big man.
And how you feel about Mikal Bridges, man? When we're speaking about Mikal Bridges as a defend window,
the Brooklyn Nets?
Yeah. He's now playing with Josh Hart,
right,
DiVincenzo.
The Bonaventure, St. Bonaventure boy.
The Wildcats, Villanova.
Right, Villanova boy. The Villanova boy, yeah. I think it's a great opportunity more for him to come to the New York Knicks. It's a bigger stage, you know, and he feels more at home because he's playing with his peers, and I think they need a player like Bridges because Bridges is one of those players like Brunson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can score. He can take over the game. We have seen it many times when Durant and Kyrie was there. You know, he can take over the game. And need more players like that in the Knicks organization.
Do you think that take pressure off of Jalenbrunson?
Absolutely. Because a lot of teams was focused last year on Brunson. Because Brunson, first of all, he handled the ball 90% of the time. He brings it down across half court. You know, he penetrates and, you know, throwing the ball up the streets here and there. He's a hard worker. And he's in hell of a shape, you know, to play like 45, 46 minutes a game, right? But he needs some of that pressure, you know, and he can play the less minutes and still get the job done.
Okay.
I think Bridges.
And when we speak of that of Julius Randle, where's your stance when we speak of Randle, man?
Randle, well, last year they played without Randle. You know, when he got this skater showed I saw that game. And it's just the Heat, I think, if I'm not mistaken. He's a good player. He's a solid player.
Right.
He showed that last year. He was a solid player.
Right.
And he's a team player. They need him. They can use him. But they can play without him, too. Because they had OG. When OG came, OG took the pressure off of Randle.
Right.
And when they both was in there, it was hard to beat the New York Knicks. And then OG gets hurt. And then Brunson had less help scoring when OG got hurt. And then you have no OG, no Randle, no big men. And then you had New York Knicks was an average team, height-wise. And they struggled, but they fought as well. But this is like all sports. Whichever team has the best health in the season with good health. Now, you know health is the main issue in sports. Like the Aaron Rodgers of last year. The first game, dislocation, you know, Achilles. Now, my man called me, my people just called me about a half an hour ago, said the Knicks, the Giants, the Jets is winning by 7. Rodgers going to be in there.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we speak of that, of Knicks basketball,
Yeah.
right? You broke it down saying that the Knicks was doing fairly well with Randle.
I think so. I don't think they're gonna trade him. I don't see why they're trading him, but you never know. You never know. Because Randle was a problem before they started, you know, moving up in the ratings. He was a problem. Your attitude, you know, you get mad, you get technical and things like that. He had a chip on his shoulder.
Right.
But I guess it was good for him to sit out, to see his team perform at that level without him.
So you think that benefited Randle?
Oh yeah, benefit him because he can go, he can help, he can help them as well, and he can add to the team just well, and still get his minutes, and still have him sit down for a while, but he can contribute. Now I think it's
So
better
you
to put
don't-
pressure off him now.
So you said the pressure's going
A
to be
lot
off.
of pressure's off of him because they're not really dependent on the Randle.
But do you think animosity was set inside of him, being that they don't need him?
In a way, because he's not the pitcher of the franchise no more. I think this is jalenbrunson a team.
But would that affect his game? That's what-
It won't affect the game, but it probably affect him mentally, inside. But I don't think he's short, on the court. I mean, I have jealousy and stuff like that. I think he's still gonna play harder to make him play harder. Matter of fact, just to prove.
that he's still a factor.
Thank you. He's still there. He's still the man. But it's not gonna mess the team up. Tom Thibodeau ain't gonna take it. You don't have to take it now. Because Tom Thibodeau know he got a team now. You got a team, and you gotta play. If you play, you play. If you don't play, you set the bench. You know what I'm saying? That's how sports gotta be. Coach gotta step up to the plate. Coach gotta set the example to the player. He gotta coach the players. He can't let the players coach him. And then you never win a franchise. You never win a championship. If you got the players coaching you, telling you what to do, and you it's different here in the Knicks than Los Angeles.
How you feel about R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly no longer being with the Knickerbockers?
He was the Toronto Raptors now. I saw him play in the Olympics. He's a good player. He's lefty, that. He's a good player. But he played well here in New York. He played well here in New York. And plus he's a championship too, he's a college champ. But I think they got a better team without him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. His days over here in New York. He showed what he can do, but he wasn't that real dominant, college player, come out and take over. He's one of those players.
Okay. Deuce McBride. What come to mind when I mention Deuce?
He's a great player. He's a great player, and he just got to wait for his time. You got to wait for his time.
So you think his game is going to elevate eventually?
I think so. Well, when you got a team like that, competing every day in practice, everybody going to elevate. If they want a position, and everybody want to win position, you got to gain, you got to earn. So yeah, his game gonna rise. That's the great thing about having a team, a complete team. Elevate everybody that's around you. Make your surroundings look good.
Right.
And very impressive.
This is the big question. When we speak of that of Tom Thibodeau, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some say he don't rotate his plays enough. He don't use all his plays unless he's forced to. Will that be a concern coming this upcoming season?
Well, there was a concern. I can't think of his name, but you gonna give me his name. He came from North Carolina. He played with the Boston Celtics.
You talking about Chris Pazinski? No, not Chris.
The little guy. He played with Jordan team in North Carolina, right? The Charlotte. He played with Charlotte. He played with Boston. He's from New York. And he played with the Knicks. He quit. He played one season. He said Tom Thibodeau messed his whole life up. Little guy, the guard.
You talking about Derrick Rose?
No, not Derrick.
No, he ain't played with Michael Jordan, but I'm trying to.
He played, not Derrick. But Derrick was on. He had injuries, all his life.
But you went as far as Michael Jordan. You used to play with
he
Michael.
played with Michael Jordan team. North Carolina.
All Michael Jordan's team.
Yeah, he was a star down there. He got 60 points one time. Little guard. You were a Knick.
Oh.
You gotta know it. You were a Knick.
Oh.
But anyway, back to your question. That could affect players like the one I'm trying to name, I'm trying to think of. It affects him. I think it kind of like outraged Derrick Rose also. I think kind of like confused. He was confused, Derrick Rose.
Oh, Tom Thibodeau confused Derrick Rose?
Derrick Rose was confused also because
By who?
Tom Thibodeau comes in. He was one of his players in Chicago.
All right, we're going to have to end the interview.
Okay.
Seems like they're about
Okay,
to.
okay, okay.
We're just
No
gonna
problem.
pause it for a minute,
Yeah,
okay?
Okay, and we out. Thank you.